For the past 27 years, the Chamber has put its reputation, its city, elected officials, and the business community it represents into economic focus with its annual Economic Conference. This year, the 28th, at the beautiful Hyatt Regency Resort and Spa, Finding Balance, Managing Prosperity, was the first conference from third-year event chair Patrick Brendan of Home Run Media Group, while at the same time serving as chair of the board of directors.
And there's some concern from citizens. We're trying to find balance. So that's the theme for today is how do we find balance? How do we manage this great prosperity?
This year, the panel discussions were waived in favor of 3 separate speakers. Keynote speaker, Dr. John Husing, research economist who knows the SoCal economy like the back of his hand.
You know, for a good part of the last 6 or 7 years, as I've come up to the podium, I've generally been one of the most depressing persons anybody has ever met. It is really nice to finally be in a recovery, and you'll notice the arrow is now at optimism. It hasn't gotten up to euphoria or crazy, but it is moving in the right direction. From January of 2010 through January of 2015, 870,000 jobs. California only created 24,000. We have the largest manufacturing base in the country, and it barely grew. That, I would suggest to you, is regulation in action. And it is why I used to be a Democrat. I am now proudly nonpartisan. I hate everybody.
Former Anaheim mayor, former assemblyman, and former Speaker of the state legislature, Kurt Pringle, on how economic vitality really works.
And the definition of economic prosperity, or how this system of economic development works, is different. It's not the same. And I think that I saw in Anaheim, and I see certainly here in Huntington Beach, that those successful communities are the ones that realize that and build those bridges and that connectivity and really figure out a way to incorporate business principles, but mainly business minds, thoughts, and concepts into your city planning, into your city development, into your city's future. To me, that's how you bridge that gap, which in most communities is totally isolated and separated. But in the successful communities, it's blended and merged together.
And Dan Walters, the Sacramento Bee, painted a bleaker picture coming from state government.
If we're coming out of recession, why do I still feel like I'm in it? In fact, most of California is still in recession. Interior California, with few exceptions, is still in recession. And that implies this lack of attention in Sacramento to the health of the state as a whole. It's so excited about getting more money in the coffers, as Kurt Pringle mentioned, by that measure, the measure of how much tax money is coming in, that they're kind of oblivious to everything else.
But it was the Ken and Kelly Show. Ken Domer, Assistant City Manager, Kelly Fritzl, Deputy Director, Office of Business Development, that mixed it up a bit and brought the crowd up to date on development projects that included Pacific City.
See, next year we'll have pictures of it actually opening, so, that will be exciting for us.
And future events like the coming Huntington Beach Open Expo, this year to be held at City Hall. Tie-ins with Visit HB that include a shuttle service and a way-finding system from the 405 to Beach and all points in between. The Ken and Kelly Show showcased remodels, expansion projects, and business news. A new commercial loan program, left over, so to speak, from the previous redevelopment agency. But as a city grows, so does the people and departments that manage and support it. So,
Surf City Locator, this is a great new program we just started. We launched it with all of our brokers last month. And this is to help you find any retail space. Or if you have a retail space, to list it. It's 24/7. It works if you have a smartphone. You can take out your smartphone and go to this site, surfcitylocator.com, and you can look up what is available by square footages, by commercial, by industrial.
And a lot of it is,
Yeah.
you can also, as a user, define searches, and then you can export that, save it, and quite frankly, use it for your purposes if you're
And
trying to attract
for the high
somebody.
school kids, this is great demographic information for your
Yes.
papers in the future.
So the economy goes forward, slowly. In HB, it's finding the balance while managing prosperity for all to succeed. For HB Business News and your Huntington Beach Chamber of Commerce, this is Matt Liffering.